But do you guys believe that these are some great tips? Yeah, right? Okay, great tips, right? Because, you know, we put a lot of time into this presentation. So we want to make sure that you guys are getting your money's worth, right? Okay, so now, you've generated a lead, you presented your offer, right, in such a way that the buyer agrees with you that this is the right fit for my needs. They agree to that, right? But they still need to say yes, right? They still need to say yes if, will you buy?
Yes.
Yes, you still want that yes, right?
Yeah.
But getting that yes while you built up this process is, you're not done yet, right? They will have some questions. They're going to have some objections. They're going to want to get you to negotiate on price and terms, right? But out of all of that, you still have to be willing to ask for the sale. You know, and I've been training and coaching for 15 years, and you would be surprised at the number of salespeople that simply, when they're done with their presentation, when they're done answering all questions, when they're done overcoming all objections, they simply do not ask for the sale. They wait for the buyer to say, okay, I'm going to buy. Let me buy today. Right? You have to ask for the sale. My mother told me a long time ago that you don't get what you don't ask for. Right? If you want the sale, if you've done everything right up to that point, you ask for the sale. Right? The likelihood is that if you've overcome all the objections that they have, effectively to their satisfaction, if you've answered all their questions, and if the product is a fit, and the terms of what they agree to, it's easy to get a yes. Would you agree? It's easy. Okay. So I'm actually going to fly through these tips. If you guys want to know more about this information, you guys can ask us for the PowerPoint. We'll be more than happy to give you the PowerPoint, okay? Because I want to get to the last tip. And the last tip is, just because you've gotten a yes, right? You're not done, right? You're not done. What's the last step that must happen?
Sign the paper form.
You must sign the paper.
Get out.
You must sign the paper, but you also have to get, there's an exchange that happens, right? Money has to exchange. But the one thing that I want you guys to leave with today is there's two ways you can get somebody to say yes. Is you always have to focus on what their compelling reason to buy is. Their compelling reason to buy. Okay? You found your prospect. You've contacted them. You've engaged them in such a way that they're sharing with you their needs, wants, desires, their fears, their concerns, what their requirements are. You know the right product to sell them. You present it. You're touching upon all the features, all the benefits. You're getting them to confirm that, yes, this does meet my needs. You're answering all the questions. You're overcoming all the objections. You're doing all of that, right? But if you don't know the reason why they should buy as opposed to not buying, when you ask them for that yes, you're going to get, well, let me think about it. You can call me tomorrow. Right? You're going to do all kind of stalls. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with two compelling reasons why people buy. The first one is obvious, right? You address a challenge, achieve a goal, satisfy a desire. You do all of this in a way that's better than somebody else. This is about something competitively advantaged, right? You're doing that in a way that's better than anybody else. Right? Makes sense, right? That's the easy part. But I illustrated this earlier today. Would you pay $100,000 for a Ferrari? Yes, you would. Why? Because the value of the Ferrari exceeds the $100,000. Does anybody disagree with that? Would you pay $100,000 for a Kia? No. Why? Because the value of the Kia does not exceed the value of the $100,000. So as you're trying to find those compelling reasons and you're building value into your presentation, if you're not building enough value in your product to where the value of the product exceeds the cost of the money that they have to give you in exchange for that, people are not going to buy. And I know my Porsche, my Kia example was an extreme example, but the reality is if you do not differentiate yourself, and by differentiate yourself, you're showing how your product gives value to the the buyer. They're going to differentiate you by one factor only, and that is price. Price is the way that customers differentiate us when we don't differentiate ourselves. And we differentiate ourselves by showing how our product offers more value than anybody else. Maybe the value is that you work hard. Maybe the value is that you have 24/7 customer service. So you will never have an issue when you do. I will always be available, right? Maybe you offer a money-back guarantee. So you eliminate the risks that are involved with purchasing, right? Regardless of what the value is, you need to be able to demonstrate to that prospect in such a way that the value is critical, right? And with that, I'm going to end my presentation, because if you were to do these, will sales be easier and much more consistent? Okay? Yes, it will. So again, trust me on this, guys. I'm a lawyer. No, I'm not a lawyer. we have a guy at our, we love him, and he's a lawyer. He says, and his pitch is, trust me, I'm a lawyer, right? So if you follow these steps, and I know we kind of went through this pretty quickly, but hopefully some of this, resonated with you guys. And you understand that if you choose to do this, 10 years down the road, you will be one of the 6% of businesses that are still in business. Because we don't want you to be this, closing your doors, right? The statistic is if you survive 10 years of business, the only way that you're going out of business after the 10 years is, the economic environment landscape changes so dramatically to where it puts you at a disadvantage, right? Or you just make some huge operational mistakes, right? But the reality is, if you get past 10 years, right, your business is going to be there for quite some time. So, again, a little pitch, a little plug on my company, Bass, Christopher & Associates. If you guys want to get some more information about other seminars and other workshops that we have, you can always feel free to go to my website.